You walk into a liquor store and it's your lucky day. You see both of these beautiful whiskeys just sitting on the counter and both at retail price. So you tell the person at the counter, hey, I'm gonna buy both of these. And he goes, no, they're both allocated so you could only buy one. Which one should you get? Well, I'm gonna let you know right now.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to Whisbank. My name is David. And both of these are new releases in 2025 that everyone's hyped up for. And for great reasons. First, we got the Old Fitzgerald 7-year bottled and bond. Now, the cool part of this is that it's supposed to be an everyday shelf, right? Heaven Hill has promised us that they will make a lot of this, so it'll be sitting on the shelf every day so we could go and buy one when we want to. Obviously, currently, it's not the case just because when they first release it, everyone wants one, everyone buys one, and they just can't make enough of it. So hopefully in the next couple of months, it will be sitting on the shelf. But for now, it is allocated. And the reason why people are so excited about this, well, because the other Old Fitz with the beautiful decanter is impossible to get, at least at a reasonable price. I mean, the 10-year-old goes for like $300-$400. 11 goes for $400-$500, and forget about the 17 and the 19. Those are, really expensive. Funny story, the first time I tried Old Fitz was actually in a parking lot. So it was right after Korean barbecue, in the parking lot of the Korean barbecue, in the back of a pickup truck, thanks to a guy named Steve, who gave me a very generous pour of the Old Fitzgerald 10-year-old, again, beautiful decanter, and he gave it to me in a plastic cup. And I was thinking, how good could this be? It's coming in a plastic cup, 10-year-old bottled and bond, wheated whiskey. I mean, I had wheated bourbons before. How good could it be? It was freaking amazing. I was like, okay, I can see why people want it so much, and I could see why people, hype it up so much. But at the same time, I still didn't get why an Old Fitz 10-year-old goes for $300-$400 in the black market. But hey, they do them. I'm gonna do me, and I'm not gonna buy it until I find it at retail price. So, which probably means I'll never get it. But that's okay because Heaven Hill gave us this gift right here. The Old Fitz 7-year-old, hopefully a shelf-stable bottle. And on my left and to your right, we have the Star Hill Farm wheat whiskey coming from Maker's Mark. This is the first ever new mash bill from Maker's Mark that's at least nationally recognized or nationally distributed. Because I'm pretty sure they did something crazy, maybe at distillery only, maybe once in a blue moon, but now nothing like this. This is just straight up wheat and barley, absolutely no corn, and it's just wheat whiskey. It's not even bourbon, it's wheat whiskey. And this is getting some great reviews. I like Maker's Mark. Let's change that. I love Maker's Mark, but I can't have the same thing every day. I love filet mignon. I can't have filet mignon I could, but not for every meal. So I like the fact that they're changing it up. They're giving us something special and unique, and hopefully something delicious. All right, so let's go over the stats of these bad boys right here pretty quickly. On the right, in the green corner, we have the Old Fitzgerald bottled and bond. As it states on the front, it is 7 years old. It comes in 100 proof because of the bottled and bond. And of course, the MSRP is $60. I had to get it for $65 plus tax, but hey, $5, I don't mind paying for that for this beautiful little bottle. And on the left, in the red corner, we have the Star Hill Farm wheat whiskey from Maker's Mark. Now, this one comes at 114.7 proof, so a little bit higher than this Old Fitz. Also, it doesn't have an age statement, but it is supposed to be a blend of 7 to 8-year-old whiskeys. And this MSRP is a little bit higher at $100, which actually isn't a little bit higher, it's a lot higher. So, which one should you choose? The one with the lower price and the lower proof, or the higher price but the higher proof? Well, enough talking, more drinking. Let's get it. Opening ceremonies. Bang. Yeah, booyah. All right, so these have been opening up for about 10 minutes. So they're ready for consumption, most likely. Well, you know what? They have no choice. I'm gonna drink it right now. So first, let's start with the Old Fitzgerald bottled and bond 7-year. Wow. I'm so excited because I really like that 10-year, and hopefully this one kind of gets close. Of course, it's not gonna be as good, or maybe, but hey, I really hope it does get close to it so everyone can enjoy a good Old Fitz. So first, the nose. Oh, the nose is very bready, very wheat bread, perfectly toasted with a lot of honey on top. Oh, you know what? And a squeeze of lemon. It has that citrus, but it is kind of strong, which is very nice. But you know what? We don't nose whiskey, we taste whiskey. So cheers, guys. This is interesting. So first of all, I'll tell you this right up front. It's definitely not as good as Old Fitz 10. Might be obvious, might be, hey, that's so, whatever. But you know what? Gotta get it out of the way. Because I was hoping to be that level, but unfortunately it's not. But it is very good. It's not as sweet as your bourbons or even your really sweet rye. It has that little bit more of a honey or a mellow type of sweetness, which I could dig. And the citrus, as I said on the nose, it's more lemony, really tangy oranges, which is, it can have its place. But you know what? The funny thing is, feels like I'm drinking a Maker's Mark in terms of its, the wheated profile, the honey, a little bit, slight chocolate, slight oakiness at the end, but very refreshing, very lemony, very just really good wheated bourbon. And now on to this red bad boy right here, the Star Hill Farm whiskey, the wheat whiskey, right? So first, the nose. All right, so first of all, the age is supposed to be about the same, but maybe because of the proof, it's darker. It has a lot more of that dark oakiness, the chocolateness, especially when I'm coming off of this Old Fitz. And so to me, the nose definitely is better on the Star Hill Farm. But we don't drink whiskey through our nose. We drink whiskey through here. So cheers, guys. Ooh. I know there's a lot of saying these days that a lot of people or their friends or a lot of whiskey reviewers, they're going towards the lower proof, right? The 100 proof, the 105 proof, maybe even 95 proof, saying, hey, that's the sweet stuff for bourbons. And maybe to them, that is correct. But for me, not anytime soon. Man, that kick from the proof, the intensity of the flavors was a nice change of pace from this 100 proof Old Fitzgerald. And I get a lot of nice black cherry cola type of note. Oof. Maybe that's why. If it was an intense crappy note, obviously I wouldn't like it. But when it's an intense cherry cola note, absolutely delicious. Now, you do get a little bit of spice in the mid palate, but what's surprising is, even though it's higher proof, the finish, you get that little tingly, the alcohol burn from the higher proof, but the flavor itself is just as medium short as the Old Fitz. You get that wheat, you get that chocolate, you get the oak, but it doesn't last as long as I thought it would, which isn't that bad. It's still good, but I was expecting this, especially with the higher proof, to have a bigger, longer, thicker finish. And it doesn't. So I'm gonna go back and forth, take a little bit of my time and let you know which one you should buy if you could only buy one. All right, pause for just a second, and I wanna say thank you so much for taking your precious time to watch my videos. Really, you viewing and commenting on my videos and pushing that like button really helps me, just drink more whiskey on camera, which is, every guy's dream, right? And my Patreon YouTube members, you guys, the best. All right, so after 15 minutes of drinking both of these delicious, amazing whiskeys back to back, left, right, left, up, down, A, B, it's actually really hard to decide because of the price. I mean, if this was the same price, then it would be an easier decision. I believe the Star Hill Farm is probably a little bit better tasting in a vacuum. But we don't live in a world of infinite money. Well, at least I don't. And this being $60 and this being $100 does make a huge difference. I mean, it's 160% increase of this. And that's a big increase, almost double the price. So, and when I go back to back, right, this has the darkness, the oakiness, the darkness and the oakness, right? I don't know what I was saying, but this on the actual third, fourth sips and taking some time off camera, I'm getting a little bit more raspberry, a little bit more blueberries, like a little bit more berries than the original like lemon or the orange citrus I was getting, which added a nice touch to its honey and the wheat bread type of sweetness. And you know what? I was really enjoying it. And it does make a difference where my third sip, fourth sip, fifth sip was getting better and better and better. While the Star Hill Farm is great, but the third, fourth, fifth sip, it didn't improve that much. I still get the same chocolate, the same oak, the same burn, and the same, at least, I don't want to say lackluster finish, but a finish that was shorter than expected. So it's, again, it's nice, it's good, but it's a very close decision. Okay, after thinking about it for a while, I finally made a decision. So if you only buy one of these two bad boys, they're both sitting at the counter at 60 bucks and 100 bucks. Which one should you get? I would definitely get the Old Fitzgerald 7 here. I thought this was gonna win by a mile. I really thought the Star Hill Farm was gonna win easily, even if it was $100. People were saying this was better than Cellerays, that they absolutely love this, and I think it's a great whiskey. But it's definitely not exceptional. I don't think, I mean, I have to do a back-to-back comparison, but from my memory, it doesn't really get that close to Cellerays. The Cellerays had that oakiness, the creaminess, and the finish. The finish was so much better on the Cellerays. 2023, 2024, whatever Cellerays you want to compare it to. But this, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I probably had 2 or 3 pours of this during the filming of this video, which is awesome. But the real cool thing is the fact that it got better and better and better every time I took a pour, every time I took a sip. I mean, I'm getting more notes, more complexity, more nuances every time I drink it. And I think it's because it is a little bit lower proof. I think adding a little bit of water really brings it where I could taste a lot of the notes every time I drink it, rather than this, which again, I love the intensity of the flavor, but it's the same flavor over and over and over again. So I really like this Old Fitz. Wow. You know, this is a reason why Old Fitz goes for so much money. It is absolutely delicious. So let me know in the comments, if you had both of these, which one did you prefer? And if you haven't, which one do you think you'll prefer after my review? Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time.